Today we're going to be having a look at this. It is not the Halo tree topper I intended for this week's video because we're having some storage issues, but we've got that and a couple of extra boxed items to have a look at for this week, so let's get to it. So this is a 80s, 90s tree topper, just a star. It's got a white background, white plastic background that has hooks on it all the way around, and this is a thin tinsel that wraps all the way around. It has a hook here and a hook here and a hook here, so that's how you get your outline to stay in place. I had to fix this because a couple of them had come undone. It's got a little plastic bead, and it's got what looks like it's similar to a punched foil background for a Christmas light, and a giant type of tinsel part similar to a pom-pom light, but it's a lot bigger. The pom-poms were only about this big, whereas this is a bit bigger. But what's interesting about this, and something I've always fancied doing, is when you look on the back of it, it has holes for lights to go through. I have never seen these with lights in them. So perhaps they were used for dual purpose, for tree toppers that are illuminated and just for decorative ones. I mean, it would make sense, it'd make things a lot cheaper. It is plated because this is actually a white plastic. But there's a little tree topper. I know it wasn't the tree topper we were expecting this week, but there's that. Then in the stash, I found this. A set of Woolworth's 50 petal lights, and I bought these a long time ago at a New Year's sale. I don't know how much they were originally, maybe about $7 or $8.99. They were reduced to $5.99, and then they were reduced to $4.99, and I got two sets of these for £2.49. One set I still have in its box, and this set I used for spares, but we'll get to that. This is a late 90s, early 2000s set of lights, and it's got all the relevant information on it that you need. You can't quite see behind the sticker, but that's P2, so you need P2 type spare bulbs to replace it, and it tells you it comes with a plug. This type of design box lasted quite a while, and it was used for not just lights but for decorations. And there's the particulars for it. It tells you what bulbs we need. 5 volt 0.7 watt and 5 volt 0.65 for the fuse bulb. That might be the set serial number L9010, and it says here that Woolworths guaranteed to offer replacement bulbs to this product until Christmas 2001, which they did do, and you can still get these P2 bulbs on eBay. Inside the box still has its inlay card. These have never been out the box. This set has been specifically packed to reach you in a good working order. To release the light set from its packaging, please tear along the perforated lines on the card. So unless you take off all the shades or tear the perforated lines, you're not going to get these out. That's where the plug sits in there. I'm not sure, I think it goes on the inside of the, actually no, it goes like this, like that, and that just sits there in the box. The card, quite new, because again these have never been out the box. Plug, 13 amp, got protection on it, but it says it's fitted with a 3 amp fuse. So let's have a look. You can just about make out the red letters in there. So it's got a 3 amp fuse. I've got some bulbs coming out. And the reason I use this set for spares is because it goes in a circle. It's a circular set of lights. So what happens is you've got 2 cables that come out the plug. One cable goes all the way up to the first bulb, goes all around the set of lights, goes to the next last bulb, and then can continue down to the set. So no braiding, and I hate lights like this. I have no use for them. Not too bad on a tree, but I just don't like them. They're a pain to keep tidy. We do have a fuse bulb installed, and these are quite long bulbs. And there we go, we've got bespoke bulbs in little skinny holders with a point on them, and it's things like this I don't like. But the reason I got it for spares is because I had a few sets of 50 that required spares, and it was, when I saw these, it was cheaper to buy these than spare bulbs. And I also got a set because I did like the shades. But they're the bulbs. We won't be able to power this set on because, as you can see, there's quite a few missing. This would have been the shade. Like the set of lights that we explored last week, you can look at that video up there. On the star, we showed that it had relief cuts to enable the shade to go on. These are the same. You've got a split in them for them to push on. And the tighter you push, the wider it opens, but that could potentially lead to splitting and broken shades. But I do quite like these shades. That's why I kept the set. And the colours are really vivid. This is more of an orange bulb. But I do have a set of these. We'll get them out and we'll get them lit up. But that's the Woolworth set. The reasoning behind me not wanting to use them as lights, but just for spares. But they're brand new in the box. And I found this set. Yes, it's another set of PomPom lights. These ones are used, but are still in their box. They're made by Swan. I love the box design with a traditional tree. It has multiple different sets of lights on it. You can see a PomPom light here, here, and here. But it also has tulip shades here and here. And then it's got diamond spike lights here. Tells you it's a push-in set. This is a early 80s set, I would say, made in Taiwan. Here's your catalogue number, 2920. Nothing on the slides because it's a slip sleeve, and there's some more particulars there for you if you want to look at them. And there's some more particulars there if you want to pause and have a look at those. Apologies for the fridge in the background. So these are classic designs for how sets go together. Great standard fit push-in bulbs with twist fit shades, and then even more particulars there. So inside you've got a little window here, or a faux window. Would have looked like a house window. This would have had plastic on the back. You can just see where the plastic was glued in place. And there's our very tired old set of PomPom lights. Let's have a little look see. Oh, these feel greasy. We got a very worn label. We have a plug. PD targets 56p. 30 amp fuse. 13 amp fuse, but no protection on the pins. It's quite a substantial plug. We have bulbs missing, but the PomPom shades, although they do look a bit tired, the elastic bands are still in place. This one is missing. Oh no, the elastic band's in there, but it's that's gone. That just became dust. Anybody? Dust. And there they go, they all fall apart. So these need some new bands or zip ties. You've seen these shades before. That's how they look. They're like a crown. Sometimes you can get them with little balls on. These are very similar to the type of that Woolworths and Winfield used to do. Ribbed base. They're almost like a Noma star bulb. It's got a cross blade on it, but that doesn't stop you from putting other bulbs inside. So there you go, that's better, more in place. And then our shade will just go back on, twist in place. But these need some work, they need some love, and I think they deserve to be brought back. Let's see how many shades we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 18, 19 or 20 on there, so we do have potentially a full set. But as for the issues we're having and why I couldn't do the Halo set this week, the biggest reason is this. All this mess, all videos and projects that we've filmed already, and stuff is just hanging around in boxes and nothing is organised, and that's why I can't find my Halo that I wanted to do a video on this week. So I'm going to have to postpone it till next week because I've got a lot of tidying up to do. So I'm going to spend the next few days putting things away and organising them because it's getting difficult to figure out what we have done videos on and what we haven't done videos on. But we'll get there. Just got to give us a little bit of time and I'll get everything organised and get these put to one side, ready for a little bit of a refurbishment, and they need a little bit of grading as well. So that's them. So Woolworth lights. There's our tree topper. The Woolworth lights are going to come in handy this week because I need to take some of the bulbs out. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and hopefully we'll have our halo topper next week and we can have a little look at that.